Today, we'll be reviewing a show called Jumpers Jump. We have both listened separately. We have not discussed it with each other beforehand. Let's get into it. This is a show hosted by Carlos Juco and Gavin Rutta. And Mike, where do you want to begin with this one, my friend?
I mean, it's a fascinating show because I think the best description of these two guys are if I met them in small doses, which might be why they're good on TikTok, I'd be like, God, these are nice guys. I like them. In an hour and a half format, which for some reason that's how they feel how long their podcast should be, they are exhausting.
So these guys have 8.6 million followers on TikTok and almost 1 million subs on YouTube. They're about
it's crazy.
21...
Their videos do very well. They're obviously very successful. They have ads on their shows, everything. It's not a Tommy from MSCS situation.
They have we're going to talk about Tommy today. I got some. I'm glad you brought that up. I have some clips from Tommy. But yeah, this is interesting. These kids are like 21, 22 years old. Because in one of the episodes I was checking out, he mentioned he was born in 2000.
And you can tell.
Yeah, and you could tell. Like they were talking about, he didn't know who Rush Limbaugh was. Oof. I know. I was like,
really?
How is that possible? That's weird.
I actually have a lot of stuff. If you want to just start there, I have a lot of stuff I'm stunned they don't know.
Okay, yeah, let's start there. Where do you want to begin, buddy?
Clip number 14. I literally had to check the date on when this episode came out to make sure it was this week.
Okay.
Because I was like, it was stunning to me that someone would it's like a revelation to them somehow.
This is called breaking news. All right, let's find out.
Yes.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein. You know why?
Yeah, because he was accused, fam.
Harvey Weinstein, he was literally charged with freaking assaulting his actresses.
Yeah.
Like getting young actresses and telling them, oh, I can make you famous. I can make you famous, this and that.
Holy shit.
And you know what's crazy about Harvey Weinstein, though?
What?
Did you know he has a really fucked up penis?
Huh?
Yeah, deadass.
Talk about pause.
Pause.
You did research on that, my boy?
No. I heard this on Joe Rogan, actually.
Okay.
So pause. No.
Stop touching the microphone.
Harvey Weinstein,
Yeah.
his piece is actually messed up.
His mic technique is fucking awful, Mike. He keeps touching it. He's all sorts of distances away from the thing all the time.
Carl, how are you focused on that? Harvey Weinstein is raping women. He needs to be stopped.
That's not the Harvey Weinstein I know, Mike. The guy's producing some good films, some good quality cinema. All right? I won't let you drag his name through the mud on my show.
But it's funny he mentions Rogan in that clip because as I was listening to this episode, all I was thinking was, it's not misinformation that we should be blaming Joe Rogan for. It's this generation of people that like bros that listen to Rogan and now think they're philosophers.
Oh, yeah. You notice that? Everyone's
that's
influenced.
The big takeaway.
Yeah, everyone seems to be influenced by Joe Rogan. So I checked out an episode with a guy named GG33. Are you familiar with hashtag GG33, Mike?
No. I went to I tried doing a little research on their TikTok and shit, and that's one of the accounts they follow. So
okay, check this guy out. This guy's name is Gary Grinberg. Okay. And he's gonna give us some information. There's a theme, by the way, on today's show. I didn't mean for this to happen, but we're gonna be talking a lot about the Matrix today.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there's some interesting things going on here. Let's learn some shit, shall we?
Okay. And basically, it comes like this: once every 12 years, you get hit. It doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how powerful you are. Once every 12 years, we get hit. So let's make some examples right now. We're in the year of the tiger, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how's the American economy doing?
It's not doing great.
Not doing good at all. And the reason that is because we're in the year of the monkey. America was founded in 1776, year of the monkey. The monkey's enemy is the tiger. So America's economy isn't doing well in a tiger year. Next, Facebook.
Yeah.
How's Facebook doing this year?
It's not doing great. Meta's to shit right now.
And you think it has anything to do with it being founded in 2004, the year of the monkey?
What? Yo!
Wait, so
Yep.
2004
certainly does.
Yeah, 2004. No, it's not.
No.
Bad. It's
Because
year.
Chinese zodiac.
He's blowing these guys' minds right here.
These kids are competing with Spaz guy from Boogered Up.
Yeah, right. What I love about these guys, I have tons of examples of this, is how agreeable they are to everything.
Yeah.
There's never pushback. Like, this guy
You
can say the most
convince them
insane
of
shit.
whatever you want.
They're just all in on it. So, all right. This guy knows So he's kind of interesting. He thinks that numbers tell you everything there is to know about the world and life. Here's some more examples of that.
Oh.
Another thing, this year we had a war start in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And the Russian military ain't doing too well. The Russian military was founded in 1992, the year of the monkey. Probably not the best time to start a war. So just little and that's, by the way, that's all basics.
Yeah.
That's the very that's the stuff I release to the public.
Yeah.
It goes way beyond this.
If you think that's crazy, you should see the bullshit I'm selling people.
Yeah.
Check out his fucking Patreon here. So you can go to this guy's Patreon to get all this really important information. So he understands numbers so well that he can help you bet on sports. I bet you didn't see that one coming, Mike.
Oh, good. Is it only in the year of the monkey he's able to figure this out, or does it go for any year?
Right. So this is copper tier. The lowest tier you can join is $88.28 a month. I don't know what the significance of that is. I'm sure it's something. We'll get into all these different numbers and what they mean.
It means he's ballsy.
And then on the NHL tier is $125 a month, $125 a month. The NBA tier is $152 per month. The MLB playoff tier is $188 per month. The NFL tier is $215 a month. All sports package tier $280 a month. And then they have a Tiger tier, $2,600.
I like that he takes the MLB regular season off for some reason.
Yeah, I know. There's no MLB
Specifically
regular
playoffs.
season. Yeah. The Tiger tier is $2,600 a month, and that includes crypto market sports hidden codes. Whatever the fuck that means.
Oh, we don't do that?
You'll get vlogs and posts of crypto
guy
market
is
sports
like-
hidden codes.
Did you ever see that Jim Carrey movie 21, where the relationship to numbers are so loose? It's like, how many days in a week? 7.
Oh.
What's 7 times 3? 21. Isn't that a little fucking weird? It's like,
Dude.
no, not really.
You are spot on. That's exactly what this guy does. And you can turn anything into anything with this type of
course.
thinking. So let me play you one more example of every 12 years, because of the Chinese zodiac, you're going to have a bad year, which I didn't know about that, but I guess that's a thing. And I guess Will Smith should have known about that too.
Will Smith,
Yeah.
not having a good year.
No,
Not having a good year. Maybe it has something to do with him being born in 1968, the year of the monkey. So he actually went out there and slapped somebody in his enemy year, and it went all against him. Now, if he actually knew this knowledge, he would know to lay back. He would know not to do certain things. Like Floyd Mayweather. He's a smart dude. He's born in 1977, year of the snake. He didn't do much in his enemy year. He didn't take any risks.
Oh, shit.
See, the money team knows some things about this.
What year would Will Smith have been applauded for smacking Chris Rock? That's
Yeah,
what I
right.
want to know. If we had done a different year, people would be like, that's awesome. That's a good
Also,
move.
who's Floyd Merriweather?
you're not familiar with Merriweather? Oh,
Yeah, and I
boy.
love the idea that like Will Smith is like, fuck, all right, it's 2022. I got to get up and smack Chris Rock, right on
Mike,
schedule.
I got to be honest. I don't think I've convinced you yet that this guy knows what he's talking about.
I'm a little skeptic. I'm a
Okay.
natural skeptic.
All right,
Carl.
well then check this shit out then if you're still skeptical about this.
Let's talk about the Chinese. The Chinese started their Olympic Games on 8/8/2008. So 8 plus 8 is 16. 2008 is 10. 10
I love
16
these guys.
26. 2 and 6 is 8. So again, you have the Chinese who went from the 15th biggest economy in the world to the second in a matter of a few years using this type of energy.
All right. None of that made any fucking sense whatsoever. He's trying to connect the economy with the Olympic Games and dates. We have to add the numbers and you subtract the numbers and then they turn into this number. And the Chinese did that on purpose. And by the way, it wasn't just a few years. They went from 15th to 2nd as a world economy. Yeah, I mean, they did it like in Q1 of 87. It's amazing they were able to pull that off.
But this guy has struck gold with his. He found the two perfect guys to sell this. Did you hear the gasp that they gave out?
Yeah, they seem to
My
understand it. I
God.
don't.
They're blown away by this information. They found this guy on TikTok and were buying all the bull that he was selling. And they're like, we got to get this guy on our show. Holy
Jot
shit.
this guy's name down, Carl. We might have to go through his TikTok account now.
Dude, seriously, hashtag GG33. Pretty easy to remember. He does straight up spit some facts. There are some things he says that I was like, oh, okay.
One piece of advice I'll give you, no matter what you believe in, never trust the government. Ever.
Good point. I'm with you on that, sir.
Damn.
That
George
makes
Bush
sense.
doesn't care about black people. Mic drop.
Oh, I missed that, Kanye. God damn it. He was so fun back then. I guess he's more
simpler
fun
time.
now. What else happened on the episode that you checked out? There wasn't a guest on the most recent episode, right?
No, they were left to their own devices. So would
Yeah.
you want to leave the metaverse and go into the world of the supernatural with me?
Please.
Because they get into ghosts and zombies. If you check clip 18, they are describing... I guess you're not supposed to keep things in your home that attract ghosts, and they're going to kind of teach us exactly how to follow those rules.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ghost treats. Oh, you left the ghost treats out on the counter, honey? Who talked about this?
Jesus.
Right.
We're going to get mice, too. Ghosts and mice. Is that what you want?
Oh, you know when ghosts love it when they go into real life human beings.
Oh, yeah.
So they might, you feel me?
Yeah, because if you, that's the thing, y'all. Y'all gotta be careful of having like human kind of futuristics on random shit in your home.
Yeah.
Because that shit freaks me out the most. Because what if it turns alive?
Yeah.
Anything. Let's say, oh, you know the Santa Nino,
What's that?
the Jesus, like the little kid Jesus.
Yeah. That's very. No, but
I thought he was talking about one of the boats that Christopher Columbus came over on. I was very confused what he was talking
mean-
about.
You definitely don't want human futuristics in your home.
Jesus, like the little kid Jesus.
yeah. That's very. No, but that's Jesus though. That's protected.
No. But I have a funny story to tell you.
He doesn't. Spoiler.
Yeah, I was going to say, I doubt it. So he's saying that if you have any objects in your home that look like they could, like dolls would be an example of this. This attracts ghosts, Mike?
Perfect. Yeah, I was even thinking like portraits of people. Those
Right.
were, or
That's a good
pictures of your
example.
family. That could attract ghosts.
I'm going to call Vinny Paulino right now and make sure he's doing okay with the number of wrestling action figures that guy has in his house.
He might already be dead.
Let me tell
ghosts
you something,
pounding down-
brother.
The ghost of Chris Benoit is hovering over Vinny right now.
Yeah. Don't keep a Bowflex in your home either.
Hey, who's this asshole? That's my son. All right, leave him alone. Yeah, he had it rough. We're trying to give him a good afterlife.
I'll show you this Sunday. And then 19, they talk about zombie. Because, I mean, like, you know, ghost talk is, of course, a little silly. But, well, let's get down to brass tacks and see how we would handle zombies.
Okay. I feel pretty well versed on zombies right now, so let's check it out.
Walking Dead.
Less than you'd think.
Walking Dead made me not scared of zombies because it made it so easy to kill zombies. Like they would take a pencil and like put it through their skull.
And they're done.
And they're done.
Damn.
But that's not realistic, yo.
Yeah.
The skull is hard, fam. Like everything you see in The Walking Dead, that's not realistic at all. Like they're using knives and like cutting right through their head. That's impossible.
Facts.
That shit is impossible.
Nah, that shit scared me though. But what do you call this? The zombies in real life though. Don't you think the zombies have become like softer though?
I guess after a while, if we're talking freaking 10 years into the apocalypse, maybe, yeah.
But not like a pencil through. That's just.
That would be silly.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on right now, Mike? Are they listening to themselves? Yeah, I know, but that's just a TV show. What about real zombies, though, right? You
Hey,
can't kill a
let's
real
cut
zombie with a pencil.
Cut the horse shit here and let's start talking real zombies. I'm not talking no Walking Dead bullshit.
I mean, obviously that's all just fantasy. It's not how zombies actually interact with people. You know that,
They
right?
make zombies look unrealistic.
That's not a documentary, Walking Dead. I know you think it is. That's not.
That's so fake.
Special effects. Yeah.
It's gone on for a lifetime, for Christ's
Holy
sake. Jesus.
shit. All right. Well, you want to get back to someone who knows what they're talking about?
Yes, please.
Let's get back to GG33.
Excellent.
And so apparently it was 9/11 was the day that he had his epiphany. And he said, well, you know, it was on the 11th day and the Twin Towers looked like a number 11. You know, he's got shit like that going on. You're like, okay, well, then.
No, I never heard that before. That's
There you
interesting.
go. So he ties all of this back to Al Qaeda, which I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
So next step is I talked to all the modern day numerologists at the time, and it basically consisted of a bunch of old divorced women, and they were not any no help whatsoever. I basically told them, listen, I think there's people who are elitists who are using numerology to plan terrorist attacks, and they all laughed at me like I was some nut. But obviously that's what's happening. If you look at Al Qaeda was founded on the 11th. It hit America on the 11th. It hit Madrid, Spain on the 11th. It hit Mumbai, India on the 11th. So all of Al Qaeda's major attacks happened on the 11th. Why? Because obviously there's a puppeteer at the very top of the game who's
Yeah, for
ordering
sure.
all his pieces to do certain things. I'm assuming you guys watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have an emperor who's like a Rothschild. And he controls both sides, tells both sides what to do, and overall, he's the one puppeteering everything. And the way you know this is because if you look at history, all the numerology's all over it.
See, I thought he was batshit crazy until he brought up Star Wars. I'm like, oh, like the Emperor. Now I get it. Okay, that makes sense.
I also like that he looked at these guys and was like, "Of course you like Star Wars."
You guys know about Star Wars? Let me dumb this one down for you. You guys know the Star Wars movies? It's like that. Although the Emperor
does
wasn't
this guy-
controlling both sides, that's fucking wrong too. But whatever. I don't want to argue about Star Wars.
How do you think this guy explains Building 7? Does he have the numerology worked out for that?
I'm sure he does. He didn't bring it up though. Well,
I like that. I like that the leader of Al Qaeda is like, no. We wait till the 11th.
Right.
It's my favorite number.
well, no, not the leader of Al Qaeda. The puppet master. His favorite number is 11.
I'm sorry.
This guy
yes, how
controls
foolish
the
of me.
whole world. Is like really into the number
Yeah.
11, and is just having a good time with that. And let's find out. Can we get some more information on things that happened historically that weren't covered correctly? Because only this guy knows what actually happened. Like, for example, the Titanic. You're familiar with that, right?
I've heard of it.
Do you think that was an accident?
Well, I'm starting to have my doubts.
All right, good. You're halfway there.
The Titanic was actually a hit job.
What?
Titanic.
For real?
The Titanic was a hit job. So basically what happened was all the richest people in the world in 1912 were supposed to be on this ship.
And Leo DiCaprio.
You had the Rothschilds and their basically lackeys at that time who were called J.P. Morgan. And all of these guys are supposed to be on this ship, but there's also another guy who was on that ship. His name was Mr. Uster. He was the richest man in America at that time. He owned 40% of every mortgage in America. You fucking know all about this shit. Imagine the mob tactics that someone has to do to have 40% of all the mortgages.
Yeah.
So again, this guy's a gangster. I'm not saying he's a good guy. But basically, this guy was in the way of the Federal Reserve. They wanted to create a central bank, the Rothschilds, and they couldn't. They already owned Europe.
I gotta say, I've done a lot of research on the Federal Reserve and the Rothschilds. I really did not know the Titanic was a part of this whole grand scheme. This is news to me, so I'm gonna sit back and listen.
But they didn't own America yet.
Yeah.
So they need to own this, create a central bank. So what they did was they can't just take someone out of that importance. You know, this guy's just too important to shoot. You just can't kill him. So what they basically did was they made this big deal of everyone going on the ship.
Since when can you not just shoot someone if you want to? That's always what they do. All right.
Yeah.
And then in the last seconds,
You know what would be bad is if we shot this guy. Let's murder thousands of people instead. All right. Yeah,
Right.
good idea.
And they'll barely notice.
Then no one will know. Was it Stalin who said one person dying is a tragedy, 10 million is a statistic? Is that what this is? Same philosophy here? Maybe.
Yeah.
they made this big deal of everyone going on the ship.
Yeah.
And then in the last seconds, all the Rothschilds people exited the ship. Like right before it was about to take off, they exited. So here's what happened.
Yeah.
The ship sunk. All of a sudden, the richest guy in America died on the ship. And all of a sudden, all the politicians who he was basically bribing, all that money evaporated. So they went all to the Rothschild side.
Yeah.
And then next year, 1913, they started the Federal Reserve Bank because there was no more opposition to it.
All right. No further questions, Your Honor. Rest my case.
That's actually the perfect description because these guys question nothing.
Nothing.
Like if you went on here and were like clouds are made of marshmallows, they'd be like, "Oh shit, fam, no way."
Mike, you can actually learn from these guys on WTS. You can be a little bit more agreeable with me. I think that'd be nice.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah,
I can't
think
believe
there's gonna be a
Gigi-
lot of these guys on that show. Actually,
I can't believe he's just giving away this information. This seems like Tiger tier shit.
Right, exactly. You'd think you have to pay him $88.28 a month
At least.
to get this kind of information. All right. So I also want to talk about Roswell. Now, if you guys are familiar with 1947, there was an incident where there's believed to have had an alien crash landing in the desert here. And
in an odd number year, you think that's a coincidence?
a prime number? You think that's a coincidence, sir? All right. So actually, I was surprised because Gigi's talking about how all the Rothschilds and all the richest people in the world got on the Titanic and then snuck off. So he's got like crazy conspiracy shit going on there. But here he's just like, that alien shit, that's dumb. What are you guys, dumb?
Right? Everything's hidden in plain sight. So we know the Rothschilds run the world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What does Rothschild start with?
R.
R-O. What does Roswell start with?
R-O.
R-O.
All right, so far you're thinking like, okay, well, that's
Holy
dumb.
shit.
But wait, it gets much dumber. It gets much,
What does
much
Ronald
dumber.
McDonald start with?
Wait, was he in on it too? 4 years later, the first McDonald's opens.
They're
What does
basically
Rocky
paying
Balboa
homage
start
to their masters by releasing some fake conspiracy. There was no aliens that landed there. That was basically a sidetrack. And the way you know that is you look at the R-O. R is the 19th letter.
Yeah.
O is the, R is the 18th letter. O is the 15th. 15 and 18 together are 33. So there you see the hidden 33 within Roswell.
Yeah.
Same thing. That's why do you think the Rothschilds are called the Rothschilds? Why are the Rockefellers called the Rockefellers? They have that 33.
33, that's a magic number.
You learning something here, Mike?
This guy's calculator must be steaming.
Why do you think 8008 spells boob? Why do you think that?
the exhaustion it must take to go, all right, this letter equals this number. And
Could you imagine being friends with this guy in the era of pagers? Holy fuck, I gotta decipher this nonsense?
This man has no friends, trust me.
oh, so you're in the Illuminati, huh?
That's a pretty good point. All right. So for some reason, the whole Roswell thing was staged because it was the Rothschilds trying to tell the world, like, we own you. We can manipulate anything we want. I literally had no idea that was the case.
Dude, we're in Rochester.
Oh, shit!
fuck.
Is this podcast even real?
We play in a rock band.
Oh, no!
Yikes.
All right. So this is the thing I want to show you where they're so agreeable with everything that he says. And this is just, there's something charming about this, and I feel bad because we're supposed to be reviewing these two hosts, and they had this guest on I just found fascinating.
yeah.
I didn't pull
I'll
enough
get
clips.
to it. Don't worry.
Okay, good. But this is just like yes-anding in a way that I don't know anyone else who can do this.
I got a question. So you said about the Matrix. This is a very broad, like, who created the Matrix? Because I had this question on the podcast, and we really just didn't know where to start from.
When it comes down to who created the Matrix, that's where you have to basically take educated guesses. Because my mind and your mind isn't developed enough to even make those type of assumptions.
Yeah.
All we can do is, okay, this makes sense, this makes sense, this makes sense. So I like to think of the Matrix as God and the devil all in one.
Okay.
That's the way I like to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. No further questions.
okay.
Got it.
Now, who created the Millennium Falcon?
I think that was Lando Calrissian.
Obviously.
I could be wrong. I would love for these guys, can we get a flat earther on their show? To just come
Oh
up
my
here and be
God.
like, all right, now the sun rises in the east, sets in the west, and then rises again in the east.
Okay.
But the reason for that is because it's like Pac-Man. When you go off the maze on one side, you come in on the other.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the sun's doing. It's,
yeah.
just a Pac-Man effect. Right, okay, yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously,
damage.
okay.
The damage Milo Yiannopoulos could do to these kids.
Can you imagine?
Like, my God.
All right, let's get back to the host of the show, Mike. Please steer us in a better direction than I have been.
I can go in a slightly better direction, but it's still in the world of conspiracy theories.
Oh, good.
If you play clip number 13, are you familiar with the Pizzagate
Of course.
scandal?
Yes.
Yeah, well, this is a very for anyone that's not familiar, this is a pretty basic explanation of what that was.
Okay, good.
Yourself.
I know, exactly.
You gotta protect yourself.
And the craziest one I seen, like, this is like in front of our face. Like, I don't know if you saw Ellen DeGeneres at the Grammys when she's handing out pizza, right?
Oh, that's fun.
So I don't know if you guys heard about what Jeffrey Epstein's
Epstein.
island, right?
Yeah.
And there was people accused of it, and Ellen brought in a pizza guy, and whoever she gave pizza or called out was supposedly at the island. So she,
You know why? Because the code word for shit, I don't know how to say it. The code wode for having sexual stuff with
pizza
is pizza.
No.
Yeah, that's the word. And they call it, the code word is actually Pizzagate.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, what the fuck?
So yeah, going to back what you were saying, was handing it out to celebrities. The celebrities she was handing it out to were the ones she remembers that indulged in pizza.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Where did Epstein's Island come in on that? Like, they were all over the place in that explanation. It seems
I know
like.
Carl and Chris were indulging in pizza for lunch, and now I wonder what that means.
Yeah, I'm rethinking Vinny.
But that's literally that's the reaction that kid had when he goes, no, when he found out pizza was code for like boy sex. He was like, I've been having pizza for so many years.
What have I done?
Well, he'll be locked away for a long time, I have a feeling. Sir, is this your crust? No, I should have fucking finished the crust. Caught red-handed. Damn it.
Just runs screaming from every Italian restaurant.
You guys too? God damn it.
If you also want to go to clip number 2, this is more of just a general description of what their show really is. Because, like, it's an hour and a half. It's not all conspiracy theories and shit. There's some just general nonsense that they get into. Like, this is basically... did you ever use, like, chat roulette or anything like that?
I didn't, but I'm familiar with it.
Yeah. So this Omegle is a more modern version of that, I think, and you'll talk to girls on that website. And shit.
Yeah, right.
And this is supposedly. That's what I hear.
Believe it when I see it.
So clip number 2 is them taking a pretty basic story and milking it for all it's worth.
Okay.
This is like 2 years ago when I just got out. I'm back in the field now. I got over the breakup, so I've been...
I'm sorry, I'm going to start this again. I can tell this guy's fucking fidgeting with his microphone, even off camera. I can just stop fucking touching your microphone, asshole. Stop it.
This is 2 years ago when I just got out. I'm back in the field now. I got over the breakup, so I've been with a girl.
Oh, okay.
So
You're looking.
Exactly.
You're on the hunt.
Exactly. So we're on Omegle for fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first girl comes up. And my boy's like, nah, raise her up. All my boys are watching.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 5 guys in the Discord call. So the girl comes on the screen. I'm like, holy fuck, she's like bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like how are you doing? And then she says, how are you doing back? I was like, I froze. I was like, fuck, I can't do this no more. I dead ass.
Really?
I was like, fuck, I can't do this. And I tried to skip.
Yeah.
But she didn't. It didn't skip. So I'm there. She's staring at me, watching me have a
panicked eyes like this.
watching me have a breakdown, and my shit's not skipping because like I don't know what happened. So I manually go and I skip her. But all my boys are like, yo, what happened, fam? Like,
Bro, why don't you
So, I mean, what's the interesting part?
The fuck?
The story was he couldn't think of a response to how are you doing? You should at least get that far in the conversation, I feel like.
I can't even relate to this because, first off, these guys have millions of followers, and I know what you're going to get into next, the talking to their fans and how difficult that can be for them. But I'm just not buying for a second this guy's getting tongue-tied because his boys are watching him on Discord converse with a rando.
This is where I wonder, if you want to go to clip number 4, where this is where it makes me wonder about, like, this generation as a whole, kind of, because like we said, they're young, they're early 20s kids, famous on TikTok, and the way they talk about socializing makes me wonder like what it is to grow up in this generation, because this is how they talk about just basic human function.
anyone, you know.
What do you think was the kicker?
I had to go through that shit.
You had to go through that,
and literally all those Omegle runs, all that practice, like even just talking to a random guy in the elevator, made me nice at talking.
That's true. That's true. Just talking to more people. Yeah, that's what I did too, fam.
Exactly.
Honestly, I think if you can just practice talking literally every single day, just a little bit.
Oh my god.
The way you pronounce shit, the way like your brain works in the flow, the way you can pull some jokes out, it just gets easier and you just get so good.
Facts.
And that's what podcasting does, fam.
I know, yeah.
That's what
I need to work on my supporter interactions.
Yeah.
Because I'm very awkward. Because after, oh, thank you, I appreciate you. I don't know what to say.
Okay. Now, a couple of thoughts here. I love the idea of practicing talking every single day. It's probably a good
that's
rule
why you
of
and
thumb.
Chris meet here every Saturday for talking practice.
Correct, yes. This is actually just speech therapy. I had no intention of starting a podcast at all. This is just what it turned into.
Yeah, I got flashcards.
Now, what they're talking about, interestingly enough, I read a book called The 4-Hour Work Week because, Mike, like most people like you, I don't want to go to work every day. It's annoying.
Understandable, sure.
So there's this book that's pretty well read, and one of the things they talk about in there is practicing going up and talking to strangers and getting comfortable with having conversations with people you don't know. So they're actually talking about that, like a guy in an elevator, just having a conversation with them. Like that's how you get ahead and successful in life, is just being very comfortable talking to anyone. You know, they could be the CEO of a company, or they could be bagging your groceries. Is that a thing anymore? People bag your groceries?
Sure. Sometimes.
I guess if you're talking to yourself at this point. But so
that's
was
where these guys are on the verge of an interesting point at all times.
Let me finish it for them. I actually was having a conversation with a friend of mine who has a 10-year-old son, and she was just telling me about how he didn't know how to talk on a phone. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because there isn't like a house phone that you answer, hello, oh, who is this for? You know, they don't know any of that. So they don't understand to say hello when they pick up. They don't know that you're supposed to talk and that they talk. It's like, huh. These people
it's
are
weird.
fucked.
I don't even blame them because that's like I said, that's how they have grown up. Where it's like, I talked to someone in an elevator the other day. Practice.
Fucking weird, yeah. All right, so then at the very end of that clip, you'll notice they talk about talking to their fans, and they don't know what to say. So they've got some good advice for us here.
But I need to work on my supporter interactions. Because I'm very awkward. Because after, oh, thank you, I appreciate you. I don't know what to say. Right?
You ask them how their day's going.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Talk to them normal. What DJ Khaled say? Talk to me normal. Talk to me normal, bro.
Well, when the girl was twerking?
Yeah. She's pouring water.
Now, what's interesting here is that they're talking about how good they are at talking with all these very hard edits. This show has a ton of hard, and I know that's what all shows do now, are these really hard edits. I find it weird.
Yeah.
It's not natural.
I've found, like, particularly with comedy podcasts, it seems to be the LA podcast. Like, I forget who, I was listening to, I forget it was Mark Normand or one of those guys. So they went out and did a bunch of LA podcasts, and they'll stop in the middle and just be like, hey, we're going to cut that part out, like edit this out, just randomly. So it cuts off any normal flow of conversation.
Yeah. It's awkward. I would call it. All right, here's just one more clip from that, because here's some advice about Carlos hasn't figured out how to talk to the fans.
Just talk to them normal.
I know.
Because I don't think I had a awkward fan interaction just because I treat them like as if they're my little cousins.
Now, I want to know, Mike, when you meet the gearheads, is that your approach as well, treating them like they're your little cousins?
Who's a good little boy?
Hey, I heard you're getting good grades. Congrats on that. Your mom tells me.
Get out of here, scamp. Go play.
All right, so maybe that's not the best advice I've ever heard.
Yeah, they have a whole conversation about, like, basically they're saying we talk down to our fans is essentially the conversation that they have.
Yeah, that's what I was picking up too. I'm like, well, I would never want to tell these guys I'm a fan of their work, because I'm putting them in a bad position. I look like an ass.
Oh, good for you.
All right, let me get back to some of the fun things that GG33 is talking about.
Please.
This was a revelation in and of itself right here.
Again, that is, I can't prove any of that.
No shit, All right, but he is full of himself because he can prove the numerology stuff. That's what he studies. So maybe he doesn't know everything there is to know about the Illuminati, but let's find out what he does know.
I want people to understand the distinction. I can't prove that stuff. That's my personal assumption. All the numerology, just to ruin you, all the Chinese astrology, oh, that's real. There is no denying that.
Because that's been
studied. I can prove. Yeah, that I can prove. What I just said, those are my assumptions. Now, my assumptions usually turn out to be right, because I was the one studying numerology and astrology when everyone said it was BS, and I actually found a way. Before I existed, there is no one.
This guy's so fucking full of himself. He's really carved his own path in life.
I like that he says when people thought astrology was BS, as opposed to now when we all really respect it.
Right. Now we've all figured out it's like, oh, right, because in 2008, the 2 and the 8 is 10, but then you take out the 3, and now you have 7, which is a lucky number. But in China, it's an unlucky number, so you subtract that. by the zodiac sign. There's 5 letters in tiger, so you gotta account for that. It literally gets into shit like that. This is him talking about. There's this energy around 11s that he talks about a lot. 33 is a big one. 11's a big one, and he could see the pandemic coming because of this.
I believe the World Health Organization called it a pandemic on March 11th of 2000. I believe that on February 11th they called it a pandemic, and they started shutting things down on March 11th. So again, it was always around that 11 energy as well.
They began shutting things down around the 11th, so there's proof.
I don't think that's. Yeah, it was around the 11th. Yes, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean, give or take a week or two. Sure. Why not? That was not the most sturdy of arguments from this
also,
guy.
how about warning us about the next one, dickhead?
Yeah, right.
You know, you saw this coming, you didn't say anything? They have an interest. I'd love to know what Gigi's take on the year 2016 would be. And my clip number 10, like, they say they have some hot takes and they never really pan out.
Okay.
But I think number 10 might be the hottest take I've ever heard. I've never heard someone describe this year in this way.
Dropped the most toxic 3 albums in a row, and now they're come on, man, like we're getting more toxic.
Yo, you know what's crazy?
What?
So there's a theory. You know 2016, right? There's actually a theory about why 2016 was such a good year.
Why? Oh, good year.
Yeah, such a good. Think about it. Ask anybody. Everyone's like, yo, 2016, such a good year. 2016, such a good year, right?
Yeah.
All right, remember Double XL?
Oh,
what's the best Double XL?
2016. Can't beat it,
right?
man.
Come on.
Can't beat that.
Lil Uzi, Lil Yachty, blah. You guys already know. 21 Savage. Anyways.
All right. Well, that's pretty
I'm pretty sure
hot take.
Rachel Maddow cried because of how good a year 2016 was. We all remember that.
2016 didn't end well for a lot of people. I feel pretty upset about that. I know.
So it's funny now hearing the clips you brought, because now I'm thinking, like, I wonder if this numerology guy got in his head where now he's trying to be like 2016. We all know why that was a good year, right, everyone?
Well, you might be onto something here, because he starts talking about how the 11 energy is strong with a lot of politicians. He brings up Obama. He brings up Bill Clinton. And then he talks about some others.
11-year-olds.
He's an 11 life path. Let's look at the Republican side. John McCain, born on the 29th. Sarah Palin, born on 11. So I'm basically talking about all the Republican Democrats who ran for president. They're pretty much all 11s.
So based on this logic, if you're born on the 29th, 2 plus 9 equals 11. If you're born on the 11th, that's also 11. Wouldn't that be 2? Right?
Yeah,
This
is there
why I'm
anyone
having a
that
hard time
wasn't
with
born?
this.
Is there a number that doesn't mean anything? Because
No, everything it can be added or subtracted to anything. All right, so then they talk about Ye.
Yay.
Because Ye also has 11 energy, which we'll find out why that is.
And again, very emotional. Now let's talk about Ye.
Yeah, let's talk about
Yeah. You know, Kanye is 11 life path.
Oh shit.
Damn.
His name starts with K. K is the 11th letter.
Oh fuck.
What about Kyrie? Starts with K. Kyrie's also an 11. So the two people who have that type of energy, they're both being attacked the same way.
You know who else is being attacked that way? Me. I'm an 11th whatever thing.
Oh, yeah.
My name also starts with K. Everything your name could start with
KKK,
it.
that's 33.
You could be born on that day. Your name could start with it. It could be the zodiac sign. Like all these different things. Just like, yeah, obviously. I love how much that blew their mind. They're like, Kanye? His name starts with a K. That's the 11th letter. What?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And then this is probably not a great idea to talk about having Kyrie in your corner.
Kyrie wears
Yeah,
number
because
11, I think.
Does he wear number
Yeah, of
11?
course. Well, he knows about this stuff. Kyrie knows
Yeah,
about
for
this
sure.
stuff. I'm not. Kanye knows about the astrology, but Kyrie knows about this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think you want to say, like, listen, I know what I'm saying is correct because Kyrie Irving agrees with me. This guy is literally a flat earther. It's not a good idea to say that.
I like the documentaries he retweets, but other than that, yeah, he's wrong about a lot.
Jesus Christ. Well, WATS is canceled. That was fun. That was a good little run we had
nice
going
run.
there. Yeah. Why not? Oh, the other thing that I learned is, so the guy's name is capital G 33. Now, we know that 33 is a magic number, and we know that his initials are GG, but you know why it's capital G? It's because, listen to this, if you write out the alphabet, the Z is the 26th letter, and then you restart it with capital letters. So capital A is 27, capital G is the 33rd letter. Boom!
Boy, that
I don't know how to feel.
I think I just blew your mind.
I mean, my name is Mike Geary.
Whoa!
You think I didn't know that?
So wait a second. So you're a 33 and I'm an 11. So together we're 44. And he was telling us that 4s are law and order. He goes, 4 represents law and order. If I even see a 4 in a license plate, I'm not getting in that car. And I've had friends who went to prison because they got that car and I did not. I'm like, what the fuck?
Saw it coming.
What the fuck are you talking about? So why is this guy?
The driver was Aaron Hernandez, but that doesn't matter.
Why is this guy even famous? You're probably wondering, Mike. Well, he has a claim to fame that's very similar to someone else that we know.
When I was your age, again, this stuff didn't exist.
Yeah.
I got famous. I was a local celebrity in Cleveland, Ohio. In Cleveland, Ohio, there's a radio station called 1100.
Okay.
So that's the radio station that made me, and they were formed. That station came to existence on November 11th. So there you go.
What?
All right. I would have had to look
I
this
stole
up.
11 credit cards.
I tried to look this up. Like 1100 is the frequency, obviously. Yeah. It's like, guess what? It was called 1100. Well, yeah, that's why that's the case. But there's no way to know what day the fucking station started. It started like 1923. No one knows the fucking day. He's just making this shit up, I think, Mike.
Started in 1911, actually. On the 11th.
Yeah, I think he's lying.
It's November 11th.
That's what I think. All right. What else you want to hit? You got a bunch more clips here.
Clip number 16.
Yeah.
This is a quick one, but just tell me if you find this bizarre as I did, because I've never heard someone categorize. I mean, like, we know there's obviously dramas, comedies, a bunch of different movie genres. I've never heard anyone categorize movies in this way, though.
No, but there's a movie I watched that's kind of similar to this.
Okay, what is it?
So you ever watch the movie Old?
Old?
Yeah, you ever watch that movie? Yo, you never watched that?
What's with you in movies with like one word titles?
Yeah, these movies are the most fucking interesting. I swear to God.
Let me hear it.
All right, this one has a crazy plot.
Okay.
I just like thinking like you're scrolling through HBO and it's like comedy, documentary, one-word title movies. So why are you always watching these one-word title movies?
That is one of the better genres, though, in his defense, I have to say.
15, we can get into a little more like philosophy. These are the guys are, like I said, pretty philosophical, and let's just hear 15 and see what you think about it.
Moment.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, right? Mm-hmm. You know how every single time let's say we think of a crazy character,
yeah,
or let's say you're drawing a picture, and then let's say you create that character. Oh, this person has like a family. This person has a job. Blah blah. This is what they do, right?
Yeah.
Now going back to the generation of AI, what if every single time you generate something like that, it creates a universe in itself? Because the way I see things is, what if every time you think of something of me, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you think, oh, one day Carlos is gonna drive a fancy car.
Okay.
What if you created a reality where I did have that car? What if every single perception of somebody onto another person, they create a different reality, and that's a reality that could come true?
Okay, producer Chris, I have good news. Yeah. This morning I got up and I was thinking, like, what if producer Chris had a fancy car? What if he was driving around in a nice fancy car around the neighborhood? So that is
too bad,
your
Chris.
future.
I'm imagining that before Carl thought of that, he died. So you don't get it.
On the 11th hour.
I love that was his thought of like thinking things into the universe, was him having his buddy thinking that he was gonna have a fancy fucking car.
Yeah.
Anything you think of could be possible.
It's a limousine made of gold.
The gas mileage sucks, but it's very fancy. All right. I have a quick clip that I want to play because they have advertised on the show, as we mentioned. And I think this might be one of the worst products I've ever heard in my life.
Well, I don't know if you guys knew, but I actually have a new title to my name. You guys just can't call me Carlos no more. Y'all gotta call me Lord Carlos. Carlos. Shout out to our sponsor, Established Titles. I am now officially a true Lord of Scotland. So Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. So it's a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. So title packs give you at least 1 square feet of dedicated land on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest, which I have right here.
Why not name a star after someone? That's the dumbest shit.
I was just gonna say that.
Who is falling for this? So I went to their website to see what this was all about. According to their website, this is the most hilarious gift of 2022, Mike.
Oh, so it's supposed to be a joke? That's good.
Yeah, he doesn't make it seem like it is. I thought it was about like planting trees, but apparently it's hilarious. And I gotta say, I thought the most hilarious gift was the underpants that say 2 balls, no strikes. But I guess I was off on that one. I guess it's this.
It's still pretty good, though.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that has to be a second place.
I've heard that Established Titles advertise on a bunch of podcasts. And one of them, like I was on their Reddit page, and someone posted, "Guys, I think Established Titles might be a scam." I think you're onto something, fellas.
Ed Rooney says, "I put all my extra money into deforestation." All right, well, someone's got to counter this. Got to counterbalance that. Okay.
Well, clip number 6 is, I guess the best way to put it is, this kid's the John Lennon of our generation. This is more philosophical stuff.
Imagine there's no countries. It's easy if you're
not far off.
Like, look, if we were brand new, put on this earth right now, boom, and then we're just walking around, just human flesh, and just conversing, right?
Yeah.
There would be no idea and concepts of jealousy and like, oh, his hair is nicer than ours because there's already a social norm of what's pretty, what's bad, what's ugly. You know what I mean? If the world was a reset, how different do you think the world would be? Do you think it would be better? Low-key, it might be.
I don't know.
Low-key.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
Low-key. It might be better if we started all over again.
It's very subtle, and maybe I'm thinking too much into it. But the Gavin kid, the other kid that seems to talk less on the show, I think there are times where he's like, "The fuck are you talking about, man?" And right there when he's like, "I don't know."
I think that's where he learned how to agree with that other guest from talking to this guy so much. It's like, I don't care what crazy shit you say. I'm just gonna nod my head, yup, and keep it moving.
We can learn more about the Great Reset if you want. They're
I
not
do
done
want to
with
learn
that.
about that.
Clip number 7.
Now, this isn't actually the Great Reset. This is their version.
No, it's not the one. It's not what most people would think of as the Great Reset. It's their version of the Great Reset.
Right. We all know what the Great Reset is and Build Back Better. This is like what they think, or at least try to figure out.
The dope reset.
Like a reset, like everything.
Do you think we're oh fuck, this is kind of like a hot take.
Yeah.
But do you think society's already fucked and we just need to reset that shit? Like, yo, reset your minds, fam.
No, I don't think so.
That sounds some like totalitarian. Is that the word?
Nah, you can
type of mindset.
Nah, you can't, bro.
Because that's some like 1984 shit, right? Like trying to change everybody's minds.
Oh, why did I think about this? But it's like a weird take on what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you said if the world resets, everything will be better, right? I'm gonna kind of take it into a dark. Like,
yeah, go ahead. That's where we want to take it, fam.
I know, but okay, I'm not gonna say the word,
fam.
but so right now society is shit.
Yeah.
Right? But after rain, there's always sunshine.
I just want to point something out. He goes, "Right now, society is shit, right?" And Carlos, with the biggest grin in the world, goes, "Yeah, sure shit is."
There's a good life lesson in here, of course. But there's also, just notice a word that they edit out that I can't figure out why they won't say.
Oh, okay, interesting. I'll be listening for it, fam.
Now society is shit.
Yeah.
Right? But after rain, there's always sunshine, right? So why
not in Seattle? Yeah. It fucking rains every day.
Why like reset and just give up on everything rather than working out your problems and soon the society will get better? Like we have to work on it, right? So taking it into a dark perspective, say committing S, right?
Committing what? Sorry?
Committing S, fam. If you
wanna, you mean like
if you want to
offing yourself?
Yeah. So you say you have all these problems right now and you want to reset, boom. That's not good, right?
Oh, you mean murder by yourself? Oh, okay. Now,
Murder for one.
yeah, now I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right.
You don't.
I'm not saying
Are you not allowed to say suicide?
Well, I think they were low key concerned about YouTube flagging them. Mike, fam.
Is that a thing that would get you taken down?
Low key, fam.
All right, bro. I'm sure.
And you have all these problems right now, and you want to reset. Boom.
I will say, and I hate to give him any credit whatsoever, but Chad Zubak dropping F slurs all over the place has made it so I can't monetize some of the videos that I put up on YouTube. So if he thinks he's winning, there's a victory right there.
That could be asked for your show.
Yeah.
That's not good, right? You don't.
Okay, I'm not saying that.
I know. I just stuck into
putting it in. Oh, okay.
But it makes sense because if you want to reset everything, boom, you're gonna have to kill off everything, right? And reset everything. Instead of doing that, you battle through that shit as a society and make.
All right, so maybe we shouldn't completely start over, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he's showing some clarity instead of murdering everyone and killing yourself.
He's like, low key, fam. We happen to be millionaires in our 20s and famous on the internet, so maybe let's not like destroy everything. Like, this is kind of cool.
Can we wait a bit?
Use the word fam a lot.
I'm actually getting laid, and it's kind of great.
I wouldn't go that far.
All right. Anything else you want to play from this show? It's very popular.
Clip number 12. We learn, or let's play 11 and 12, I guess, because we learn about violence in music.
Mm-hmm.
And the effect it's had on society, basically.
What happened? And what happened? This is true. What happened?
What? We're fucked up now?
Violence. Right?
Yeah.
Crime has risen a lot.
Yeah.
Like, this is real stats. You can look at the years before and the years now. Do you think it directly is impacted by music?
And that's scary to think, because it's like, oh, now they don't even have to control us by this. They can just change up what we listen to now, and that will trigger our body for some reason.
It's crazy.
So it's like, do we start listening to because look, if I don't if I talk to a person who never listens to rap, only listens to like Taylor Swift, they're probably like the most drama free, like positive person.
Yeah, sometimes.
Or they're whores. Or possibly they're whores.
Yeah, I've already prepared some clips for WTATS that'll disprove this theory.
Okay, good.
So they talk about violence there.
Mike, I like this because I think it's maybe that conspiracy guy they had on the week before or something, because the way that they're thinking is that there's this puppet master controlling everyone. They're doing it through the music.
He has opened their minds.
They really has. I love it.
So then if you go to clip 12, I didn't realize this. Like, I grew up in like a white suburban town in Western Massachusetts. But then I moved to the city. So I don't know what suburban life is like anymore. Okay. And apparently it has gotten crazy out there.
Oof, okay.
Like, y'all smoke a J and then just like paint.
And you know what's crazy too? It's crazy that rap has, you know how it's usually in certain type of neighborhoods, but you get what you see now is like all the people in the suburbs talking about ops, talking about shooting someone, like
everybody wants to look up to that
Catholic, like these kids. That's how you know it's working, because you know how Gucci, you said they're catering to the rich people and the poor people, so that's how they get them. Fam, what do you think rap is doing? They have that people and the other people that don't even live that life or that lifestyle.
And then now they're looking at that lifestyle.
And they can get involved and they're gonna get like killed, fam.
I know, bro, but that's how it is, fam. Like, whenever something...
Holy shit. This is a conversation that parents were having in 1989.
I was just going to say, it's so funny to hear kids that don't know about like NWA or that Eminem has a song where he locks his girlfriend in his trunk. It's like, and this has been happening for a while, buddy.
Yeah. Luke Skywalker, I think, wasn't he banned from his records being sold for this exact reason? Oh no, the white kids are listening to this. This is no good. Turn it off. It was fine when it was just in the cities. No one cared, but now it's a problem.
Who are these podcasts? WA